Hey everybody, welcome to cooking class for today. So today, it is a day for fun dressings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make your own ranch dressing. It is Super Bowl Sunday, and so I figured I bought some carrots and some celery for some crudité, which is basically just like a snack. But anytime you have like dips or anything like that, I mean, when you have celery or carrots or things like that, you want something to dip it in. But instead of just buying some ranch, what I figure is I have all the stuff here for me to be able to make my own ranch. So that's what I'm going to do. Obviously, I've got my mise en place here. One thing that you'll notice is this is going to be, I wouldn't say it's healthier ranch per se, but I'm going dairy free on this, so instead of using milk, I'm going to be using almond milk. It calls for soy milk. I don't think there's a huge difference, so I'm going to go with that. Give me one moment, please. Alright, so we have everything that we need. So I got my almond milk. You're going to want some lemon. I got my lemon zester. I want to zest just a little bit of the rind here on our lemon, which has been washed, but I want to zest some of that into a bowl. Now, what you're going to want is two different bowls. So this is your bowl for wet ingredients, which is obviously going to be the, I forgot one thing, we need our mayonnaise. But the wet ingredient, yeah, it's going to be your almond milk. The juice from here is going to be wet. And also, here you go, the mayonnaise. I consider that to be a wet ingredient. So, we have our stuff all ready to go. So what you need is, now I have a hack for you, but salt and pepper. Actually, give me one moment. I forgot to do something real fast. Okay, what I forgot was it's a lot easier to measure things out when you just kind of take the salt and the pepper and grind them into like little bowls like this, so that when you have to measure it out, it's going to be a lot easier than trying to like grind it into a certain size. Whereas now all I have to do is scoop it out. But I do prefer for my salt and my pepper to be a little more on the coarse side of being ground instead of on the finer side. So for me, I like that. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to do, it's not what the recipe calls for, but it makes sense to me because, like I said, I'm going to use, some of the lemon rind. Because what happens is when you just grate a little bit of that into something, the rind, you really get a lot more of a lemony taste. It's really amazing the difference it makes. So if you're ever going to make ice cream, which I don't have an ice cream maker, so I can't, but just putting, instead of just the juice, if you put some of that rind in there, it really ups the flavor. So, just need a little guy here. I'm going to scoop out. It says, I think it calls for make sure you check your everything. So now the mise en place is done. So it says 1 cup of mayonnaise. So I've got my cup here. And we're just going to scoop mayonnaise. Like I said, it is a wet ingredient. So it's actually a lot more. I was going to double the recipe. I'm glad I didn't. I think I would have a ton. But you do want to follow this because you don't want too much of one flavor and not enough of another. So that's why, we have measurements. Because say you measure something wrong, I mean, you're going to get a lot of maybe, the wrong flavors that you're not exactly looking for. So recipes are good because other people did the nice hard work to figure out how much exactly it took for them to get what they wanted. Or for it to taste good. Alright. Now, I think this isn't exactly mayonnaise. I forget what kind I get. Okay, I'm going to wash this off real fast. Kind of clean as you go. And it's going to be sticky. Alright, so we got ourselves a cup. And what did I use? I use it's olive oil based, so it's not quite as fatty as mayonnaise, but you can use whatever you want. Boom, there we go. Big old blob of cup of mayo. There we go. Done with our mayonnaise, that can go right back in the fridge. It's as easy as you clean as you go. Okay, now, what did I say we're going to do? We take our plane here, and we're going to just zest some of this. So let me bring this over here so you can see. We're just going to take this and just zest some of the peel right into here. Spilled a little bit. And the cool thing about this is it collects. It collects in here. And that should be a good amount right there. So it'll just collect right into here, and then all you have to do is just scrape it down in there. Then you got yourself some nice flavors going right there. And really, it's going to make a world. I guess I wish we had smell-o-vision, but I mean, it looks nice, but it also, it smells wonderful. Oh, very fresh, lemony smell. Now what we're going to do is juice our lemon. So we're going to take our knifey here. I'm going to move this over here. Take our knife, carefully cut this in half. Sometimes I just make a little bit of an indentation like that. Slice that on through. And then what we're going to do is juice away. Now I shouldn't need much more than a half of a lemon, and I got a good sized lemon. But we'll see. And luckily what I like about this, the juicer here, is all the seeds just fall and collect in the top. Alright. There's that. I'm going to place this in the sink for me so I can put it in the green waste. Not in the garbage. We're going to put that in the green waste. Okay. So now what we have is this. And there's a little trick to how you combine these two. So that you have just as much as you need. Now, we still want ours to be thick. We don't want it to be too thin. So, first what we're going to do is pop the top here. Just that in there. And see how much lemon it asks for. 1.5 teaspoons. Alright, so we're going to look for a teaspoon. So, yeah, we got plenty. There's 1. And 1/2 teaspoons. Remember, tablespoons much bigger. You want a teaspoon. So 1.5. I'm going to do just a sprinkle more. I like the taste of lemon. Now I'm going to need these again. We're going to wash them off. And I'm going to dry them off. Because I'm going to need these for my dry ingredients. And then the dry ingredients I'm going to add to this bowl here. Just make sure I have them all, and then you just put it all together and we're good to go. So I have a lot of lemon juice left, which is a good thing. I can use it for other things that I cook with, things like that. Alright, these are nice and dry. Okay, now what we need to do is add our almond milk. Now it says here 7.5 tablespoons of almond milk. But the trick, it says mix lemon and almond milk and let it sit for 10 minutes. An easier way to think of this is about the measurement is pour in the 1.5 teaspoons of lemon juice into a measuring cup and add soy milk until it reaches a 1/2 cup. So we're going to take this. Oh wait, don't do that. So we've got this, and there's 1/2 cup right there. So 1 cup, down here's 1/2 cup, so that's all we got to do, is add to there. Now we shake everything up. Yeah. And then you also want to make sure, once you've opened something, I always put over here, best if used by, it'll say a date, but then you also want to put, today is the 13th, tomorrow's Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day. But I always mark right there what date I actually opened it, so that way I know from, spoiling time wise whether or not, how much time I have with this almond milk. Okay, so we want to go right there to half a cup. So it's pretty easy to sit here. There we go. I've got 1.5. Boom. We're going to take this, and we're going to combine it here. Oh, wait, no, we're not. Sorry. Just kidding. What we want this to do is marry together a little bit, those flavors. So, like I said, 10 minutes. So, within that 10 minutes, what can we do? We can get our dry ingredients together. So that's what we'll do now. So what do we have here? Going one by one, so it says half a teaspoon of dried chives. So we look through, There we go, I got my chives. Unfortunately, I did not take the thing off yet. Should hopefully come out pretty easily. If not, we will force it off. Okay, give me one sec. Alright, that wasn't so bad. So, what does it say again? Half a teaspoon. Remember, it says teaspoon. There we go, it says half a teaspoon. Cool thing, you just read it right out there. We'll do half a teaspoon, give or take. Boom. Half a teaspoon. Now this didn't actually get dried out as well as it could have, because some of it's sticking in there, which is fine. Take care of that. Pop this back on. Done with the chives, put the chives back where they go. Alright, next thing's next. We want dried parsley. Another half a teaspoon. Nope. That's dill weed. Just want to check for the right thing. There's your parsley. Half teaspoon. Bam. Now we're cooking. Put that right away. Next up, half a teaspoon of dried dill weed. I like dill weed. If you like pickles, not sweet pickles, but regular pickles, dill is the main ingredient in there. Oh, so we got to pop the top off here real fast. But it's got just a lovely smell to it. I love dill. But I don't want to add more. Again, you want these flavors to balance as much as possible. There we go. And then what we got next? So we got our dill weed. Now we want garlic powder. And again, let's see. Ooh. So apparently garlic powder is pretty powerful, so it just wants 1/4 of a teaspoon. And then it'll say right on there, 1/4 of a teaspoon. Open this up. Well, I like just taking the whole thing off. There is a place on here that says, oh, just open this to put the spoon in here. It never works very well that way. Not that I've noticed. So again, 1/4. Woo. Now we're going to put the lid back on here. And the cool thing is, once you put this on, it'll tighten it down. There we go. Nice and tight. Done with our garlic. Moving right along to our next step. Okay, now it says onion powder. Now, like I said, this is my hack. So what I did was I just got chopped onions. Now the reason is, you'll see this is not a powder. But what it does is you get these little bites of them every once in a while. So instead of it just being in the flavor, like as you dip, once in a while you get this nice taste of like full-on onion, and it's really good. It's not, the powder's not all ground up into fine. So, and it says a fourth, again, same amount. I'm gonna do just a little bit more, only because it's not finely powdered. And this could throw the flavor up. You never know. Alright, done with that. Next up, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt and 1/8 of a teaspoon. Okay, so 1/8 would be half of a fourth. So basically, I'm just going to do my best to do half of a fourth. That's all you take, half of a fourth, boom. Half of a fourth of pepper, boom. And we are done. For right now. So we're done for now. Because we still have about 4 minutes for that combination to kick through, which is what we want. So these are all ready to go. This just needs to be dumped in there. What we want to do is wait on this so everything kind of works together, you know, that flavor is really good in there. So instead of it just being soy milky or almond milky or lemony, it's going to be a nice flavor between the two of them. Alright, so I'll be back in a few minutes and we'll just finish up the process. Alright. Alright, we're back. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes and I've got everything that I need still. I got my mayonnaise, my milk that sat with the lemon juice, and of course I've got my dry ingredients. Now, that's the easy part. All you gotta do is combine. So we're gonna take this, and in a way you can kind of see the separation. It's kind of an interesting color between the lemon, and but that means everything's kind of combined together. So we're gonna put this in here. There we go. What I'm gonna do is whisk it around. It says in a large bowl. This is the largest one that I have that I can do this with. But you want to try not to spill. And then what we're going to do is slowly add in this stuff. There we go. I want to kind of add it in evenly as much as possible. There we go. And this is a nice, it's kind of a thinner, maybe a bit thinner than I'd like. But I'm guessing, you know, next time what I could do is just add a little bit more cream or a little bit more mayonnaise, something like that. But it is also going to sit in the fridge for at least 30 minutes, so that should help things solidify a little bit. So I will show you what that's going to look like. Now I'm not sure the best way to do this is, so give me 1 second, I'm going to find a nice jar. Okay, so I'm going to go with this jar here. It's got a nice lid that can seal on top of it. But first what we're going to do is over the sink, I'm going to do this, is I'm going to take this mixture and I'm going to pour it in here. It's a little bit of a mess, but not too bad. Tastes good. It definitely tastes like ranch. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to clean around the bowl so I can get every last little bit in here. Cleaning around the bowl. I'm going to help guide that in. Alright. We got ourselves some ranch. Give me a moment. I gotta clean this off just a bit. Doesn't matter if we spill. It's gonna all be cleaned up. Alright. We want to make sure we clean it all off the bottom because you don't want to get this gunk in the fridge. Unless you want to clean your fridge. If you're planning on doing that, then go right ahead. I haven't been, so I'm just going to clean it up. Take care of this right here. And do one more, just to be safe. You know, safety. Safe is good. Nice and clean, and then look at that. Got myself a nice jar of ranch dressing. And a few spills to boot. A little bit on the floor too, and then spray that up. Alright, now here's the thing. We're not done yet. I'm not going to put the lid on it. What I'm going to do for the 30 minutes that it needs to stay in the fridge is, this will help seal it in, but I'm going to put some saran wrap over the top. Just seal that down. And then what we're going to do is find a spot for this in the fridge. But again, saran wrap just helps for the beginning. It's that initial 30 minutes. So it'll help trap everything in there. And I just want the flavors trapped in. I don't really want much of the flavor of the lid or anything like that right now. I just want the flavor of the ranch. So there we go. That'll trap in. And like I said, for a good 30 minutes. So saran wrap for the top for this portion. And I'm going to find a place in the fridge. Nice safe spot where it won't fall. Looks like a good spot right there. Alright. Well, happy Super Bowl Sunday, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the class. And I hope you enjoy some good eats today. And now you know how to make ranch dressing all on your own. Alright. You have yourselves a wonderful day, and I will see you later on. Alright. Bye, everybody. Oh, not really. Won't let me take it back. Bye, everybody.